Hello everyone. Today we're looking at translations in the coordinate plane. Translating a figure in the coordinate planes requires horizontal and vertical changes designated by A and B, where A represents the horizontal change and B represents the vertical change. For example, in rectangle RECT with vertices of R, -2, -1, E, -2, 2, C, 3, 2, and T, 3, -1, we're going to graph it with a change of 2, 1. Now this 2, 1 here is in the form of AB, where the 2 represents the horizontal change and the -1 represents the vertical change. And as you may expect, there are 4 essential directions. If we have a positive A value, that means we're going to the right. So positive A equals right. Negative A equals left. Positive B equals up. And negative B equals down. So because we have a positive 2, that means we're going 2 units to the right. -1, we're going 1 unit down. So essentially, we're going to take all of our x and y components. We're going to add 2 to each of the x's. We're going to subtract 1 from each of the y's to give us our primed, shifted, translated coordinates. Now, some important things to note about this. Just like we saw in reflections, we're going to have congruent shapes because the shape itself doesn't change, merely its position changes. Because the shapes are congruent, we're also going to have congruent angles and congruent sides between the two shapes. So more isometry. So let's take a look at some exercises. I've already graphed the original images in red, so we can show the translations, the shifts in blue. So we're going to take quadrilateral TUVW with vertices at T, U, V, and W with a change of 4 or 5. So 4 or 5 means I'm going to take my x's, I'm going to add 4 to them, take my y's, and I'm going to add 5 to those, such that my new t value is going to be at, so t prime will exist at 1, -3. U prime will exist at -2, 8. V prime will exist at 4, 8. And W prime will exist at 7, 5. So go ahead and graph those in. T prime at 1, -3. U prime at -2, 8. V prime at 4, 8. And W prime at 7, 5. Connect our dots for our translated figure. Number 2, we want to take triangle QRS with the vertices of Q, R, and S and implement a change of -1, -2. So all of my x's are going to drop by 1. We're going to go left 1 unit, and all of our y's are going to drop by 2. We're going to go down 2 units, such that Q prime will exist at 1, 3. R prime will exist at 6 comma negative 1, and s prime will exist at negative 2 comma 0. So go ahead and graph those out. One, 3, 6, minus 1, and negative 2, 0. Give us our translated triangle there. Assuming that they're all straight lines, of course, because yay touchpads. Last one, parallelogram ABCD with vertices of A, B, C, and D with a change of 3, negative 2. 3, negative 2, so we've got both positive and negative changes in this case. Means that our x's, we're going to add 3 to them, so 3 units to the right. And our y's, we're going to subtract 2 from those, so 2 units down. So we're going to go 3 units to the right, 2 units down. Such that our A prime will be at 4, 4. B prime will be at 7, 3. C prime be at 5, negative 3. And finally D prime will be at 1 comma negative 2. Go ahead and graph them into our coordinate grid. We have A prime at 4, 4, B prime at 7, 3, C prime at 5, negative 3, and D prime at 1, negative 2, to give us this parallelogram here. And that's it for translations. Real straightforward stuff. If you have questions, though, please shoot me that email or ask during tutoring.